Welcome guys, and welcome back to another review. Full review.
Yes.
So guys, look both ways. It has been an interest since I've seen the trailer. Unfortunately, we didn't start a channel at that time, so channel new. So we weren't able to hop on to the trailer reaction, but I definitely made it my goal that we had to give a full reaction.
And watch the movie.
Yeah, the movie, they look real interesting.
It's nice.
And it's nice.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to jump right into this review. Basically, give you a breakdown of what we thought, what was good, what we never really love, scandalous, and what we think about the ending and all.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so Look Both Ways basically is a movie that showed the perspective of like what one event can do. So basically it surrounded Lili Reinhart character Natalie, what her life would have been after college, whether she would have been pregnant or not.
If she moved to where?
LA.
If she moved to LA or not.
Or she stayed home in Texas with her family and had a baby.
Yes.
And I thought it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Not telling a lie, but I like it. And then it didn't feel like it was almost 2 hours, and it didn't feel like a jury 2 hours. So it was worth the watch.
We watch it for more than 2 hours.
Yeah, because we have to do things
in between and do this and do that.
That's how full style still is about.
Not full style, your style. That's
full
style.
Full style. Watch your style. All right. Anyways, so her character Natalie and the character her friend Gabe, basically while studying like for one of the final exams or whatever they were doing, Gabe gave her good news that his band got his band got something. I think it was a tour, something like a manager deal, something they got. And they chose to celebrate it by pretty much having sex. So that event would have led her on two paths, whether or not she would have conceived or not from that event.
Yeah.
And at the final party for graduation, that's the night that she found out with her besties. Good friend. Her friend name was Cara. And she gave her 2 pregnancy tests to make sure that this was right. And in the first reality, she wasn't pregnant. So things were pretty much supposed to be going as planned in her mind, because she definitely is a planner. Yeah. But in the second reality, shows life like unplanned, when things doesn't go the way that you initially thought it would have.
Because she had gotten pregnant in that reality.
Yes, so
which reality you want to take first?
You want to take them slice. Sorry. You want to take them by timeline, or you want to kind of interloop? You can do it by timeline, or you want interloop.
Probably can do it by
timeline. Alright, so we're going to revisit the first one, which is when she was actually not pregnant. Not
That was the first one in the show, right? Yeah.
So she not being pregnant, that means her plan would have go as planned. So as college trainees, pack up the car with her best friend Cara, drive to LA, get that apartment, and start working towards her goal, because her goal was to be working in animation and movies and those stuff as an artist.
Yeah, with somebody whom she idolized.
No, she never. That wasn't the intention first. Her intention was just career wise. Yeah, so she was saying that LA would have been a good place for that, which it's understandable, movie central and all those stuff. So yeah, that's what she did. She went on her way to LA and packed her bags, and then things just started to work out for their own good, for their own being. And she saw an internship with she saw an internship with Lucy, which would have been an idol of her in the world of animation, and eventually she found out that a party was being kept for her company or stuff like that. So she went with her nice prime self, but with her nice prime self, she ended up meeting somebody that kind of helped her to get the position, and he ended up became her love interest as well.
In the gun, because at the party she never knows that he worked at the firm.
Yeah, she didn't know that at that party, but eventually he led her to that position. He kind of gave her pointers, and her being her natural self, eventually she got the part, because she knew her stuff. She knew her stuff.
Yes, and she know some of the people who were working with, what did name?
Lucy.
Lucy Goosey. Yeah, so she know.
Yeah, so that reality things were going as planned. She got a job in animation, and she was going to work to get her, to start doing movies basically, and get her animated characters, up on the screen. So things are going, and then eventually this guy that helped her to get the job that works at her workplace, they eventually started to date each other.
They hooked up.
they started to date each other and things were going well in that relationship era, but you know things do happen, and
Yes.
when he worked, because his passion would have been more behind like producing and those stuff, he got a role to go in Nova Scotia, so they end up had a long distance relationship. Things start to shit right there. So when she's trying to start propose her business ideas, her what do you call it, her boss was like, her boss was like, listen to me, this is unoriginal, this is uninspired, you need to quit.
It's a little bit of everybody in it except for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to quit and find yourself. That's one of the best advice I can give you, because while I was working at Pixar, I had the same issue with finding myself, and the best thing I did was to quit my job
and find myself.
as like a barista or stuff like that, and that's pretty much what she was doing while she was pregnant. So we still get back into that.
Yeah.
So you want to pause that timeline right there?
Yeah, you can pause the timeline right
And
there.
you want to start us off when she was pregnant, and the timeline that she was pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, start us off right there, from like later when she had to tell him and all those stuff.
Well, when she found out that she was pregnant, she was in the bathroom at the dorm. Yeah, she found out that she's pregnant, and she did about to her friend, what she do, whatever. Jump into when she tell him now, she told, what name then?
No.
Why did I mix up my first? Anyways, what
Gabe.
was Gabe? Yeah, so them upon a bridge, and she told Gabe, Gabe, I'm pregnant. Gabe take it as a Lord Jesus, we wear condom, don't it, and yeah, what we are going to do and this and that, panic.
Yeah.
You never plan for that, you have a future, you just already college, you have a million and one things like it where you going to do and so forth, and now find out she's pregnant and she going to keep it, what not going to do now. So jumps in, this is she and him moved to them her parents' house. Like she said, she got ease into it, and she come out to the car, I'm pregnant. And the first thing she said, good evening, and the first thing she said, I'm breathing.
Jesus.
That's the first thing. Our parents, them, like, I don't know, like, them, in other scene, them, we find them very disgusting.
They reacted a bit
rash,
eccentric.
Yeah.
They reacted quite away, but eventually, I guess with everybody, the initial shock and the disappointment and the worry, because that's gonna come with it, like what's gonna happen, because this is not,
they just left the nest, we come
you're
back.
not married to this money.
With a fledgling.
We don't know this guy proper. What him have? Him a drummer? No, he's a dry cleaner. Cause him not get paid for doing drumming. So all that.
Why you study history? Oh Jesus.
No career goals, no career plan. But eventually, of course, they got over the initial shock. They were there for her, and she and Gabe were doing very great with cooperating. But from morning, for that else, Gabe feelings him got up on him and proposed to her right after right after confirming that
our mother did come in. No,
none of that.
No bother with that. Yeah, so from morning we know him have feelings,
and
he wanted to try. It was like she had brushed him off like she never wanted him or something like so. Like she had said, no, if you want to propose to a girl you love, not because me pregnant, you want to propose to me. No, propose to somebody you love. And he was like, oh no. Okay then. Yeah.
But he loved her at that point already, basically, because I don't think, especially how I don't think he just get on his knee because he was thinking that, oh, you're pregnant, this is the right thing to do. He had feelings there.
Well, sorry for him.
And
he had I don't think that was the case.
And he wanted, I guess from that morning, he had that idea. He wanted a family. He wanted it with her. So eventually, he kind of stepped back and allowed her to be. And, they did the co-parenting, and they were doing fine. But she kept pushing him away. For her, I can never understand.
Encourage him to go get a house himself.
And
encourage him to date other people, and then something they like. And then when he date other people, they got to turn around and hurt.
Like,
hurt for me.
Exactly, like I can never understand you having feelings for somebody and being scared of it not working out for not trying. Like that's what's gonna happen when it comes to any relationship. So if you're gonna be with somebody, there's always a possibility of it not working, whether it's not with somebody you do know or do not know. He is the father of her child. He. I said he. It just sounded like me say she. Come there, kind of.
Oh,
so he is the father of her child. She could have given. I think it would have, and she knew she had feelings for it, and it was obvious that he had feelings for her. She could have done herself the favor and stop hiding that shit down her heart. Cause when she was telling her friend about it, when she would have visited at that time, like they wouldn't have been living together, she was like saying I messed up. But even if she knew that, she still didn't try for career kids. She was willing to like live life in the background of this man that she's in love with that happened to be her baby father as well, and just be like, oh yeah, you go get married, start a family with someone else, and I do have feelings for you and I know that you have feelings for me, but I'll be okay. You know, I don't want to mess up her co-parenting. Yeah,
she never make no sense, right?
None at all. I can never understand these reasonings. What?
Because if you have feelings for him and clearly he has feelings for you too, give it a fair chance.
And then you
come like a couple them married at first sight.
Like, I can never, that's just me, everybody's different, but I can never understand these reasons for being hesitant when it comes to going into a relationship. I never understand. I guess it makes sense to some people, but to me, no. We wouldn't have been here if that's the case.
Right.
Oh yeah, we kind of was on a different relationship path, but you know, we're just giving an example. Okay. Anyways,
right.
So basically, the relationship kind of got and you know what I liked about it too. From each perspective, it gave if the movie would have only been this. So if the movie was supposed to just be about this girl that got pregnant after school, just that timeline alone, it would have been a good movie. She getting this college hopeful right out of school. It would have been good. It would have been lacking a little something, but it would have been good same way. And
realities would have been.
No, I'm not talking about the reality. I'm talking about if the reality alone was supposed to stand as a movie.
Oh.
So it would have been good. It would have been a good movie on its own. So I'm trying to say, but with the reality of she being pregnant now, alright. So we're kind of going down where the timelines them kind of overlap to show that regardless of what timeline should have been on, certain things just had to come to fruition. Like she being an artist, she being in a loving relationship eventually. These things just had to happen. They were on her destiny, her purpose. These things just, you know, no matter what, whatever way it would have happened, it had to happen. So she being an artist, while she was actually a mom, she wouldn't have anything but time to find herself because she was really working a job that was in animation. So she had the time to draw in the evenings, to paint on her child's bedroom wall. She had time to be creative with her child, creating up characters and all these different things. So in that timeline while she was being a mom and taking a regular job, she was able to create her art identity, where eventually
to find herself. And with the one where she went to LA, when she went to LA, her boss literally giving her the boot. She said, "Go and find herself." That was the low point in that reality, and it helped her to find herself then in that reality. Both realities had low points. It's just that with the one where she had a child, I think it had more low points because she was feeling sorry for herself. You understand what I'm saying?
In what way?
Well, she was always feeling sorry for herself. She always down. She hated her job as a barista, where she was selling coffee.
I know, but I don't know how long she kept that job for.
Yeah,
they never really touched more on it after she had.
Them just show say she's doing something to sustain herself. With the reality now in LA is that she started off slow, but she got her job. She started to working. She had tried to get her art or drawings across to her boss, and her boss flat out tell her, say, "Well, no, them I see myself, I see John down the road, I see Tom round the road, but me not see you." So, take a big boot and go find your body. And that's how come she come out and find herself, whereas the one or have the child have more time and so for find herself, as I said. So she have more time in the evenings. So, she not think about for draw nothing for go get her boss. She not think about nothing, so she have more time for herself.
Absolutely.
So the reality where she have the child, it had her feeling sorry for herself. That's what I call low points. But she still find her voice, and she she's still connected with her idol in the end.
Yeah, so certain things just really had to come.
So even if she no go LA, she still had that gotten that opportunity to be who this good artist, this good illustrator in the end. So in the end, everything just come together for both realities.
So that's what I was saying. Yeah, so at that point where we're talking about the timeline started to kind of measure. So it happened that she was drawing more, finding herself in both realities. Although the one with pregnancy, she would have had overwhelming nothing but time to do that. Because as you said, she wasn't drawing for other persons and all those things. And then the next thing as well, where she had entered into the different festivals, getting awarded for it, becoming, well, in the one where she was a mom, she ended up speaking on a panel where I should have met Lucy. And one cool thing I noted about that is that you see, when she in the realm of she being a mom, Lucy would have been talking on a panel, right? But in that realm, she was a mom, she would have been a part of the panel. But without her being a mom, Lucy would have been speaking to somebody else, but she still would have been there. It's just that she would have been in that vicinity to see her, Natalie, not as a mom, with her animation being on the screen. So, you get what I try to say?
I understand, but it's kind of confusing. Let me see. I tried to say the Lucy that is pregnant would have been...
No, Lucy is the...
Well, what's her name? We know Lucy, the black lady.
Yeah, she's
but
the...
What
Natalie?
Natalie.
Okay.
Natalie would have been on the panel with Lucy in the pregnant reality. The one where she's not pregnant, she would have been in... She would have done our thing then. And Lucy would have been coming from the panel and then buck up each other.
And then she would have had time to see her animation on the screen. Remember when she was not pregnant, that's when her boyfriend in that reality, I think it was him named Jake, would have come tried to surprise her and won her back at that point, and saw her play. So it would have happened that Lucy come back again and see her fruition. She'd have involved back at that point. And so she would have gotten recognition for her work and eventually started to, I guess, grow in that field like she wanted to from the beginning.
Them would have do more work together.
Yes, because she did ask her, well, in the reality of she not being pregnant, she did ask her, come and all them stuff there. I don't remember what was further when she was speaking on the panel as pregnant. More than likely things would have come about it, but just not remembering if anything specifically was said specifically. But yes, those things started to meet, and then as we see, she got back her boyfriend in the not pregnant realm, and then not pregnant realm, and as well as eventually she finally, when Gabe told her that she was not he was not getting married to the other woman that he eventually had. Yeah, he eventually did move on and had a relationship with
somebody.
Yeah,
but him couldn't
go through with it
because his feelings lied somewhere else.
Yeah, and she eventually admit that she had feelings. She eventually make it clear, because I'm like, girl, you love the man and your baby father, everybody want this, you might not want it, but everybody else wants it. And then she finally realized that she wanted it from a long time, which took her 6 years. Boy, that one there had tough bad though.
2 much years in the show went by, and the man all come into himself, him start play.
Get things come back
and all of these things.
Yeah, he went back with his band and had a little, that was really nice. But also, certain things definitely, as I said, remain the same. So with the other characters now, other than focusing on Lucy herself, you notice that the baby shower for this woman happened in the two realities. It just was handled differently, At that point, the not pregnant Lucy would have been, not Lucy, Natalie would have been at a low point, and it would have been something that she, that made her feel even more down, whereas when she's pregnant, she didn't even bother go, and the best friend came and kind of tell her about it. But things like that remain the same. Gabe, he met this same woman that he would have gotten married to in the realm that, Natalie wasn't pregnant. Because, they wouldn't have any ties, so Gabe and Natalie didn't have any reason to really stay in high connections. So Gabe got married to that woman that he met in the pregnant reality. I'm not confusing you, but he got married to that same woman, so they were fated to meet. It's just that one reality they would have gotten married and had a child in the other one too. Also, I guess same reality is her Cara. She's a good friend, as well as I guess she became a marketer.
It was a good watch.
It was an awesome watch.
Yes, if you want to watch it, you can go and watch it. It's on Netflix. Yes.
Some other things before we wrap up, because things I didn't like about it was a little bit, sometimes was confusing to follow what timeline we were in, because what Orion picked up and I was using is that like he noticed the difference with her hair. So we were using okay, her when her hair is short, she's pregnant, and when her hair is long, she's not pregnant. Eventually they crossed that over, and then eventually when she was not pregnant, her hair was short, and when she was pregnant, her hair was long. So that was a little thing for me that I didn't, could have been better, I guess. She yeah, they should have something be like bigger, like she had red hair, got a big ass forehead tattoo. It'd have been it'd have been easier to follow along right there, so to know the different realities.
Yeah.
But they both in the end came like to that same
Yeah, they both found love. They both had successful careers.
well, on a path.
Yeah, on a path to having a successful career.
But I was saying that in the end, they both came back to where the timeline split would have started at the party, and they walked through and kind of reminisce. But I was wondering if they were going to choose a timeline at the ending. That's what I was kind of hoping for. That at the ending they were going to say,
I
okay.
liked how it ended.
I understand why they did it, and I was fine. But I was wondering if they were going to choose an ending, like they were going to show how life would have been in either path, and then basically they showed what was the reality of the path, whether it would have been not pregnant, I would have known how it was already, versus as well as if she was. But they didn't do that. They were basically just saying that
Which one you like?
not really. Yeah, so basically they were showing that life, like based on the decision that you make and unexpected things that will happen, it will work out. Things will work out in the end, basically. Whether how rough the start is or how smooth the finish is, things will work out. What were you saying? You had anything else to add to it? No? Okay, so that was a review for Look Both Ways. I definitely really left right. I definitely really enjoyed it. And I was doing a little quick research, and I found out that they were saying that it was inspired off of a 90s movie called Sliding Doors, when Paltrow started it. I didn't know about that movie at all. I'm kind of interested to kind of probably actually research it. Yeah, that seems interesting to and I would like to kind of compare it for ourselves. Or if you would like a review based off of that, you can comment it down below, and you could do that video for you. But they're saying that it's based off of Sliding Doors, where she had they showed two realities of her as well. So yeah.
Yes. So this is it, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button, of course. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you have anything else to say, please leave it in the comment section. If you're interested in watching the movie, it's on Netflix. So that's it.
That's it?
Awkward silence.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.